Well, this weekend, President Trump downplayed the extent of the massive cyber attack on the government, suggesting that China may have been responsible, even as other U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, are convinced that Russia was the perpetrator. Joining us with the latest is Bloomberg cybersecurity reporter William Turton. William, it is great to see you, and thanks for being here with us. What more do we know about this hack since we last spoke to you on Friday?
So, hi, thanks for having me. We reported on Saturday that investigators who are familiar with ongoing investigations have determined that 200 organizations, which includes government entities and companies, were actually hacked as part of this campaign. So, we know that using the SolarWinds backdoor that was implanted into the software of this Texas-based IT company that is widely used, 18,000 people received this bad and malicious code, but it's going to take a lot of time for people to figure out who is actually hacked. And we reported on Saturday that so far, 200 have been determined to be hacked.
I want to talk about this idea of blame here, because this was a major topic on the Sunday shows yesterday. Officials said that lengthy efforts lie ahead to identify the extent of the actual damage of the hack. But Senator Mitt Romney said that Trump has a, quote, blind spot when it comes to Russia, because the president right now is trying to implicate China when other national security officials say that it was Russia. I'm curious about what retaliation would look like here.
Well, that's a good question because, retaliating or responding to cyber attacks has, proved difficult for American officials in years past. It's because we're kind of in uncharted territory here, and because, your options are kind of limited. When it comes to sanctions, if we were to sanction Russia, there's only so many places you can go left with sanctions on Russia. And the fear is that if you respond too aggressively within cyberspace, if you will, that, it could kind of quickly escalate out of control. So, it's going to be important for investigators and the government and private industry to spend probably months investigating and determining what the motive was and what actually happened before they could kind of craft what their response may be.
In terms of the way that individual companies are affected right now, what is your reporting telling you about what's happening inside these companies, inside these agencies, to try to clean up this mess?
So, the investigation is going to be really difficult, but something more important and broader than that is that, there's now kind of a lack of trust. And there's a lack of trust in a lot of things that used to be taken for granted. One of those is software updates, right? This malicious code was delivered as part of a software update. But at the same time, just about every security expert will tell you, in order to secure your systems, you should always regularly patch and apply software updates. So, I just think, people, because this attack was so pervasive and because it was hidden for so long, possibly as early as March or maybe October 2019, that, there's kind of just going to be a fundamental lack of trust. And it's going to be really difficult for people to regain that trust and then also just rebuild their systems and ensure there aren't Russian government hackers lurking around.
Easier said than done. William Turton, thank you as always for your time,
Thanks.
William. We appreciate it.
We break news on YouTube for YouTubers.